What is going on, guys? Savage here. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Logitech Pro X wireless mouse, the Superlight. Now, I am a huge fan of Logitech products. I've been using the G502 for a very long time. It's one of my favorite mice, so I'm really excited to break this down, dive into it, and give it a test. If you do enjoy the video or learn something new, make sure you subscribe to the channel today, leave a like on it. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this. Finally, here we are unboxing the Logitech Pro mice, and I do love the minimalistic look once you open the box. The color of the mouse is awesome with the matte black and the matte silver. However, I do wish the icon was RGB like its brother, the G502. Now, peeling off the plastic and looking at the feet, of course, it's just your basic feet. It's very smooth against the mouse pad. They do have this puck here, which is interchangeable, and I will show you guys what you replace it with later. But again, I do like the design of the mouse. A little smaller than I thought. It's probably a small to medium sized mouse, but it's not too bad. Finally opening up the box, and here's the other puck, and it's basically an extended feet, I guess. I didn't really notice a difference, but again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Also has grips that you can install on the mouse. Now, here is a big downfall: the fact that it is not a USB-C. We are living in the future right now, and we're still forced to use micro USBs, which is not too big of a problem, but of course it doesn't charge as fast as the USB-C. Then here you have the wireless adapter, which I use mine wired and wireless. Most of the time I forget to charge my mouse. And of course, as I was talking about, you can replace the puck with the extended feet. I guess that's the term that I would use. I did not really notice a huge difference. It didn't feel smoother, didn't feel faster. It literally felt the exact same. Maybe that's just my lack of knowledge in this mouse, but I didn't notice a difference at all, and I don't think anybody else will. So of course, when I was playing with it the first time, I played with the adapted feet, and then in the gameplay that you guys will witness, I did not use that puck at all, and it did pretty well. Now, here we have some grips that you can install on the mouse. Of course, I don't do that. I don't think there's a need for it as well. I think it's just extra stuff that you really don't need. It's not really a necessity. If you like that, cool. If not, again, it's not really needed. Of course, you get your sticker, your instruction booklets, and so on and so forth. All right, so in this gameplay here, I'm playing with it plugged in. I think a lot of us play with our wireless mouse plugged in, mostly again because we forget to charge it. I did notice actually that I think I was doing better with it when it was on wireless than I was with it plugged in. And what this let me know is basically there is no latency delay between it being plugged in or wireless. It's just as smooth. It could have been because I was already warmed up by the time I hit the wireless, but regardless, the cable's smooth. I love Logitech's cables. I think the way they're braided is just very fluent against the desk, so you don't have to worry about catching anything. I also do use rubber attachments that kind of stick to my desk and hold part of the cable in. That's why you see so much slack there in front of my mouse. But overall, again, I think the latency was great. The buttons felt amazing. I did notice that the trigger or the left click was a little bit squishy, I would say. The mouse felt really comfortable. I did notice that after about 3 minutes, my pinky started dragging against the desk, and then I had to kind of hold it in an awkward position on the side of the mouse in order for it to not drag against the mouse pad, which leads me to say that the pinky rest was not as comfortable as I was hoping for. This is probably one of the most uncomfortable medium-sized mice I've ever used when it comes to my pinky and my ring finger. I had high hopes for this mouse, but it honestly was probably one of the most uncomfortable mouse that I had the pleasure of using. It's a very good mouse, but this is just personal preference. Just the way my fingers are built and the way they lay against the mouse, this was not comfortable at all. I do want to give you guys my opinion, but again, I will say, do not judge this mouse based off this opinion alone, because everyone's hands are shaped differently, and just like with anything, you can adapt. If you're going from Xbox controller to PlayStation controller, it's going to feel off, but after you get a few hours into it, it will feel better. But I wanted to put that out there because I do not think I'll be utilizing this mouse basically anymore because of that. It really was almost like a cramping feel to my finger, and I did not enjoy it. But again, overall connectivity of this was great. The wireless was awesome. The battery came pre-charged, half battery. So if you guys purchase this mouse, you can rip it out of the box and instantly go to slapping bots or racing or whatever you guys want to do with the mouse. I do recommend that everybody kind of practice with it. I feel like, you know, some mice, even if it's the same brand, for whatever reason, it feels like a lot of the DPIs are slightly different. The sensitivity feels a little bit different, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. Normally I can jump into this and instantly go on like 30 kill streaks without dying, but I was getting waxed pretty hard. So again, just takes a little bit of adapting to get used to a new mouse. All right, but next up, we're gonna be doing the sound click test. That way, if you guys are playing gaming in your room and you have a significant other sleeping in the room, you don't want to wake them up, you can kind of understand what to expect from the clickiness of the mouse, and we will be clicking each and every button. All right, overall, guys, I'm really not as impressed with this mouse as I was hoping I would be. With a name like Pro X, I had high hopes for this mouse, and again, coming from the 502, I really thought this mouse is gonna absolutely put this one in the water, but I wasn't a fan. Now, there's not much wrong with it mechanically. There is a little bit of play after you push it down, which isn't a big deal for now. It might be later on, I'm not sure. Usually when pieces do that, they tend to not be as sturdy as I'd like them to. The mouse clicks, if you guys need quieter mice, this is definitely gonna be the mouse for you. If you have medium or even smaller hands, this is gonna be a great mouse, probably more for the medium hand range than the smaller. Now, I did find that it's basically the same size as the 502, which I love because I have big hands. The problem with this mouse in my hands was the fact that the pinky rest is a little awkward. There's this kind of like divot in right here, and I just didn't like that at all. Because this was kind of going inwards, it felt uncomfortable. Now, again, those of you that have played with controllers, going from Xbox to PlayStation, going from mouse to mouse, you understand that eventually you will develop muscle memory. Your fingers will be able to form to whatever you're using. So not a big deal, but just not my preference. Overall, the connectivity of this was flawless, saw no issues wireless. A huge downfall is it's not USB-C. I have no idea why they didn't make this USB-C, but I really hope Logitech steps up to the plate, starts doing that in the nearby future. Overall, I'd give this mouse an 8.5 out of 10. I really wanted to give it an 8, but it's hard for me to slay this mouse just because it's not what I prefer. Overall, everything was great, but just those few things we had talked about, not really a huge fan of. But guys, if you did enjoy the video or learn something new, or maybe you found your next favorite mouse, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on it, and let me know in the comment section below what mouse is your favorite so I can do a review on that mouse here on the channel. But until next time, you have a good one.